Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Churchill Downs here on Thursday. It is the 30th of May 2024. I'm look at the 7th race from Churchill, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and join me this weekend for my Epsom Oaks and Derby preview. The English Oaks and Derby are this weekend, and they look like they're going to be terrific races. So Friday for the Oaks, Saturday for the Derby, and while I'm here promoting Saturday, you have the Prix du Jockey Club, which is the French Derby at Chantilly. So you have some good classic races this weekend, so I hope you join me for that. And also some good cards from Pennat tomorrow and Churchill on Saturday. So just in general, good weekend of racing even with no Naira. But let's look at the 7th race from Churchill, which is a decent one. It's allowance optional claim purse $141,000, race for 3-year-olds and upwards, never won 18,000 three times of the main claiming starter restricted race, which never won 4 races. Optional claim price of $100,000 here. We have a field of 10 horses going 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs on the main track. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 9-horse Scotland. I'm going to go 9-5-7-3 in the superfecta. 9-5-7-3 super. Top selection, 9-horse Scotland. This 4-year-old gelding by Good Magic here. Biltmont trains. Ira Jr. comes in from New York to ride this horse. The horse's most recent appearance came at Churchill, 2nd of May, 6.5 furlongs, an optional 100 claimer, and the horse finished 3rd by 4.5 lengths that day, and he just had a bit of a stalking trip that day. He was a little bit wide. He needed the race off the bench. You know, he maybe the trip was still a bit too short also, but he got around the race course okay. He should really improve second off the bench. Should see a strong pace in front of him. And I ran up. I think this horse could find the route to the winner's circle today. Too bad he ran in the Pennsylvania Derby on a very sloppy going, a mile and a half at Parks on the 23rd of September. He finished 10th by 26.5 lengths that day, and he was with him early on, but then he just completely hit the wall. I don't know if he liked the wet track. His 2 worst races have come on it prior to, and also there were 2 top grade 1 races also, so maybe it was the quality there also. And then prior to that, he ran in the Travers of Saratoga on a muddy Bahara going, mile quarter, 26th of August. He finished 6th by 10.25 lengths. Nobody was catching Archangelo, who ran terrifically. Disarm was the next start winner, I believe in Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken. This horse just basically just couldn't keep up with him. Like I said, I don't think he liked the clumpy going, but he ran terrifically in the Curlin Stakes prior to that. Saratoga over the mile and 1/8, won by 3.25 lengths on the front end all throughout, being Io Miracolo that day and Blazing Sevens. Both those horses were next start winners. This horse basically won in a trot that day. And then back here at Churchill last June, a mile and an optional 100, winning by a head that day, closing up from nowhere. I thought it was a very good race. He's a versatile type, can set the pace or come from behind. I think he could find a trip to win. I'll use him here. I think the 5-horse Raise Cane for Luis Saez and Ben Colbrook gets him a good trip to win. Getting Steer's class relief from his most previous races. Most recently ran the Churchill Downs Stakes Derby Day here over the 7, where he finished 4th by 4.75 lengths that day, where he just was flat that day, never getting into it. Again, in the Commonwealth, he was just flat, never getting into it. And then they ran in the Malibu, where he just got outclassed by the others. But he won the Perryville quite nicely. A decent 4th in last year's Oklahoma Derby. Back to this track, he hasn't won on it, but he's run these sneaky good races. Back in trip, I'll give him a shot here at 6-1. And even the 7-horse Extra Anejo, he has been seen since that 4th place finish in last year's at Haskell. But prior to that, he won over the 1-turn mile at Ellis last June quite nicely, and had a decent place Derby weekend here behind Federal Judge last year, where if he broke better, he probably would have won, but he ran his heart out. Training well, off the bench. I'll give this horse a shot in the late pick 4. But to recap my selection for the 7th now from Churchill here on this Twilight card, I'm going to take the 9-horse Scotland, give kudos to the 5-horse Raise Cane and the 7-horse Extra Anejo, 9-5-7-3 super, 9-5-7 in the multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck.